Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right. In my life, it's never a wrong time over crime. To get what's yours and to get what's mine, come on. Coffee time, coffee time. In my life, coffee time, coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you serve it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on. Uh, coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right. In my life, it's never a wrong time over crime. To get what's yours and to get what's mine, come on. Coffee time, coffee time. In my life, coffee time, coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you serve it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
Good morning, everybody, and to everybody, a good morning. Could you do me a favor, invite somebody to share, and also tell me who's on this morning, just so I can give you a shout out. Getting a late start, of course. I started doing some work, couldn't turn it loose, was trying to finish it and wrap it up, and as a result of that, went past my time. Then I made the coffee, and when I made the coffee, it just wouldn't do right. So uh, I'm 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 late, and I apologize for being late. And if you would like, I'll take you to lunch, or at least pay for your lunch for being late, because I don't believe you can apologize um, sincerely. It has to be more than words. So, who's on this morning? Tell me who's on. Got a couple of things going on. Still connecting to our online family. Trying to get them in the room. So tell me who's on. In the meantime, also invite somebody, share, tell them coffee time is on. I appreciate y'all for helping me out. There is no coffee time without you. You need to understand how important your role is. I'm going to say it again. There is no coffee time without you. Real talk. If you don't show up, we don't have a show. Instead of being coffee time, it just becomes a recording. So, with you being here, you make the world of a difference. And for that, I'm grateful. So, help me, please, by inviting somebody, sharing. And I would greatly appreciate it. Invite somebody. Shaw. Invite somebody. Tell me who's on too. I just want to shout you out, show you my appreciation. Who's on this morning? Let me see. Michelle Byers, good morning. Good morning to you. You know, while I'm inviting our online audience on, I do want to just waste my time for a minute. You know, I promise y'all I would never waste your time, but I have to waste your time for a second and talk about the most sorry Dallas Cowboys. Ah, talking about America's team. You're terrible. And if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you're a great person, I think. But you just like to be hurt. You you yeah, you like to be hurt. And because you like to be hurt, God bless your heart. But Michelle Byers, good morning. Thanks for being on. Who else is on this morning? I just want to shout you out. We've got about another minute. Our online audience is showing up. And for that, I'm grateful. So yesterday, and I'm going to be putting some videos out today. Yesterday we had an awesome time in church, and we talked about God's favor and how it's people think that favor is a magic wand. It's just something that you wave and you can get God to do whatever you want Him to do for you. And favor is much more. It's much more than that. Favor is much more than that. In fact, favor is also responsibility. You can't have much favor without much responsibility. The more responsible you are, believe it or not, the more you enter into a new room or new realm of favor. The depth of favor is totally contingent on responsibility. You know the rule or the principle: if we are faithful, if we're faithful over little, He'll make us rule over much. That's the principle of stewardship. Well, believe it or not, stewardship is what unlocks favor. So it's not that God gives some a lot of favor that He doesn't give others. It's more so all of us have access. Now, I'm not talking about gift. All of us have, the scriptures even say there's a diversities of gift, but when it comes to favor, all of us have access to the same amount of favor, but that favor begins to unlock based on the steward that you are. If you have managed things properly, if you've managed responsibility properly, then favor unlocks for you. So the key to favor is responsibility. God gives us favor. Favor is a gift. But if you're going to tap into different rims of favor, different heights of favor, then you do that by maintaining what He's given you. If you're faithful over little, He'll make you rule over much. So that begins with having a grateful heart and a thankful attitude. Getting alerts from this is different. They're saying they can't get in the room. Isn't it amazing how A robot asks us to confirm that we are not a robot. Not sure why they can't get in. So it's important, it's imperative that you understand that the favor that's been given to you, it means you are responsible. You are responsible. Do me a favor. Could you all invite somebody to share? So God is not blessing some and leaving others out. I wanna make sure that I put emphasis on that. God is not blessing some and leaving some out. He's not. Some are actually working unto the Lord and working unto the Lord. They're being a good steward. And because they are being a good steward, God is able to give them more because they've already shown that they can manage what He's given them. God is serious about management. I'm going to say it again. God is serious about management. I'm so sorry, y'all. Well, this thing is giving me the business this morning. God is serious about management. So before God would even complete his job, before God would allow the completion, before he would finish what he started, the Bible says that he stopped because he had no man to manage or till the ground. I'm going to say that again. God is so serious about how you manage your money, how you manage your time, how you manage your health, how you manage your life, because what you're going to get next is going to be contingent on what you've done with what you have. If you've not done anything with what you have, you cannot expect to receive anything. Greater comes after you've managed great. So you have great, greater, the greatest. It's levels to it. And the level that you're on has everything to do with how you manage what you have. I can't stress that enough. You have got to manage what you have in order for God to bless you with more. I hear people talking all the time about what they want God to do for them or what they're believing, God to do for them. And God is not slack concerning his promises, as men count slackness. But let me help y'all out. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help you out. You can't expect him to heal you and you've not changed your eating habits. Oh Lord. It's counterproductive for you to pray for the healing power of God, and then you've mismanaged your eating habits, or you have high blood pressure. You're believing God for healing, but you won't leave fried foods alone. Well, what's going to happen eventually? Your lack of discipline. You're going to allow those fried foods to take you out. Mm. So you have to be careful with how you manage what you manage. I have a meeting today. It just hit me. You have to be careful how you manage what you have. You have to be careful what you do with what you have, because what you do with what you have is going to determine what you get next. And if you want more, you better do right with what you have, because what you have says everything. It says everything about what you're going to do with what you get next. Um, you can't you can't expect major influence if you're sloppy with your character. I'm gonna say it again. You can't expect major influence if you're sloppy with your character. If you want God to bless you with influence, then you have to be disciplined with your character. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. And we all forget. I'm guilty of it. We spit stuff out. We say stuff. A lot of times we're excited in the moment, and when we leave that moment, we don't remember. And the danger of not remembering is that we we don't get it done because we can't retain it. We can't recall it. So the responsibility uh, in keeping our word comes. My pastor used to tell me this all the time. Um, he say, Terrence, a short pencil is better than a long memory. I'm gonna give that to you again. A short pencil is better than a long memory. A short pencil is better than a long memory. So I've had to start writing stuff down, putting it on my date, putting it on my calendar, so that I don't I don't forget it. Here's another one. Here's another one. Um, you can't mismanage. Um, you can't mismanage your money and expect God to to give you millions. Whatever you've done with what you have, that's where the millions are going. I'm gonna say it again. You can't mismanage your money and expect God to bless you with millions. If you want to know who you are, look at your receipts. If you want to know who you are, look at your receipts. Your receipts say an awful lot about you. Your receipts your receipts say a lot about you. Your receipts tells us who you are, where you've been, and what you care about. Because the scripture says, where man heart be, there's treasures are also. So whatever you're spending your money on, that's your identity. That's who you are. And as much as you say you're not that, that's what you are. And some of us, we've fallen in love with comfort eating, comfort spending. We're in love with comfort buying, comfort shopping. It just makes us feel good to buy stuff we don't need. It just makes us feel good. Well, you need to find another hobby because your comfort spending is robbing you from investments that you should have. Um, there are investments that you you should have. Um, and you would never get those investments if you don't put yourself in a position to invest. And the way you put yourself in a position to invest is you've got to stop spending everything that comes into your hand. Whatever it is you love, you're gonna have to put some temperance on that. And temperance, what temperance will do, it's not that you can't spend. Temperance keeps you in balance. You gain balance through temperance. I want to say good morning to some of our online audience who just got on. My phone's about to die. Y'all give me 1 second here. Thank y'all for being so understanding. Thank you for being so understanding. Thank you for giving me a chance to get this right. Um, so whatever you manage properly, that's what God's going to bless. Um, God is not in the habit of blessing anything that we don't care about. And the way we know what you care for and what you care about, how we know is what has your attention. Whatever has your attention also has your money, has your wallet. Your wallet. We know how you feel about yourself based on your receipts. And there are some people who care more. That's the problem. It's the wrong dog on camera. There are some people who care more about their belly than they do about their income. I mean, all of us love to eat. But for some people, eating has become your God. And the danger in you eating is that you're not even eating because you're hungry. You're not. You're eating. You're eating out of greed, or there's another issue at hand that you've not dealt with. There's an underlying issue to your eating, and until you get a handle on that, you're going to run into a lot of problems. Shopping, buying stuff that you know doggone good and well, not only should you not have it, you should not have it, and every time you get it, you mismanage it. You got clothes in your closet, darling, that you haven't used, you haven't worn. You keep telling yourself you're going to get down to a size whatever, and you still hadn't made it. You've been telling yourself the same thing for years. It's something that you've conned yourself into believing, and there's really no truth to it. What it is you're greedy. You have a hard time letting stuff go. And I'm telling you, one of the reasons I'm talking about it is that a lot of times we hinder our income because we don't know how to manage what we have. I believe there's a scripture that says that God daily loadeth us up with benefits. It's a daily thing. And if he daily loads us up with benefits, then where are the benefits that we're supposed to have today? Where are they? We don't see those benefits primarily because we're greedy. We don't manage what we have properly. Now, I've got these new cameras, and I like the way this one looks. I really do, but it's not tapping into the other one, and I have a problem. I have a problem with that. So, if we're going to get more from God, if we're going to have more, you keep saying that every year it's your year. Every year is your. You worse than the Cowboys. Every year we them boys. We them boys. We they have this over influctuated opinion of themselves as it relates to what they're going to do when I say every year, y'all, them Cowboys say this our year and they don't win not one year. They don't give up. Now they say the same thing. They say the same thing every year, but they don't produce. And we them boys, we steal them boys, and all that. It sounds like a broken record. You've got to make changes. It's the changes that you make that decides who you are. It's the changes that you make that goes or help you receive more. It's the change. Oh, wait a minute. I know y'all think I'm distracted. I'm really not. The problem is, there we go. Okay. Okay. All right. So there's a lot that I have to do to prepare for every audience, and one of the steps that I forgot to do it so the audience couldn't come on. So I'm hoping that now that I've done my part. Okay. Oh, there we go. Shanette Crenell. I sent you an inbox 8 months ago, Shanette. Danette Patrice. Good morning. I asked for a hug yesterday, Danette, and you. Okay. Mary Rachel. Mary Rachel, good morning. So I've totally blew up this live. I'm half focused, trying to get everything right. And as a result of that, This thing has taken my attention. But I've got some new cameras up in here. I've got some new cameras in my little office, and I've got wonderful. You see the little seating area that if you come to the office, you can sit with me, talk to me. Uh, and I am trying to fix some stuff around here. In order for me to fix it, let's just turn this off. All right. And if I can get this working correctly, we'll be in business. We're going to see in a second. All right. Now we're in business. Let me put this back on here. Shanette. All right, let's see what that does. Mary Rachel. I trained Mary Rachel. She doesn't give me the credit that I deserve, but I trained her. And I'm going to make this live up to y'all. It won't be today because I got stuff to do, but I owe y'all a live because I've been so distracted this morning trying to get these cameras right. You know what I'm saying? And just couldn't get it together. All right. Do y'all have any questions? Anybody want to ask me any questions? Whatever you ask, I'm going to do my best to try and answer it. It doesn't have to be relative to the topic. It could be on anything. Put me to the test this morning. Let's see how good I am. Since I done blew up this live. Anybody? Those that are watching from YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so sorry. I owe y'all. You need to get it together today because I'm off and I could watch. Cynthia, I owe you. I'm gonna come live later. So I got these new cameras, and I thought I had them set up. I went over this 30 minutes before I went live, and it still didn't do right. It was working right, but it didn't do right. So I apologize to y'all. Anybody have any other questions besides Cynthia Johnson Pendleton that's being petty this morning? Anybody else? Good morning. Say the last thing one more time. What? Dallas Cowboys suck. What you talking about, Nina? Was it relative to favor? Give me a clue, because I'm so distracted. I'm so distracted. I'm focused now. So if you ask me a question, I can get you. But I had a lot going on this morning. Tisdale, Anna, good morning. Amp the Pen, you at the airport? Y'all done left yet? It was about how we spend or what we spend. Okay. Well, so I'm gonna make an attempt at this, Nina. What I was saying is that, sometimes we act like favor is a magic wand that God gives a favor ain't fair. I got favor. And you go to waving your wand to get whatever you want. But your favor is contingent on responsibility. And God's not going to bless you with more money if you're mismanaging the money that you have. It's the principle of stewardship. So the way to get more money is to manage what you have properly and give. We don't even put God first anymore. We don't. We got mad at the church because for years they beat us with the tithing and offering and told us that we'll curse the curse, which I never believed. I said this over 20 years ago that God ain't cursing his people. But we got mad with the church, and because we're mad with the church, we stopped going, and you ain't going to hell because you stopped going. But what church did for us, it kept us with some level of structure. Now that you don't go, how do you rule your inner man? Are you still, giving is God's idea. It's not something that people created as much as we think it is. Now, people abused it. They taught it incorrectly. They did teach it incorrectly. They start telling you that you cursed if you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And if you want to be blessed, you give $1,000 line, $500 line, and all that nonsense. Well, just because the people were wrong doesn't mean the principle is incorrect. The principle is still correct. That we're supposed to give to God and his work, his purpose. We're supposed to give to widows. We're supposed to give to orphans. All of this is scripture. But, the fallout with church caused us to misplace a lot of the principles that we put in motion that got us to where we are. And we mismanaged our understanding in regards to it. There's still some great churches out there. I go to one. It's non-religious. You can wear what you want. The word comes forth. We're not driven by money. So we don't spend an hour on the offering and 10 minutes on the altar call. There's still some great churches out there. God is still in charge. God established the church in the earth. The church is God's idea. You just got to find a good one that's good for you. But there are some principles. There's some order that you have to, that church actually help us put in line. All right, so here's what I'm going to do, because I owe y'all another coffee time. At some point today, I'm going to put it on social media. I'm going to go back live because these cameras are irritating me because they're not right. I love y'all.